But beyond that, though, like I'm gonna tell a personal story. That's okay?
Yeah.
Senior year, in the junior year, excuse me. I already took an AP class. Remember, I went back to Virginia. Parents lost custody of me, went to Virginia, moved my brother, came back. I'm in art class. And I literally found out a week before I was going to be a father. I'm in art class. I'm with Marvin Bell. Remember Marvin? Me, Marvin, Jonathan Brown sat next to each other in your AP Euro. Dude, mad at you half the time. Bro, like, yo, this guy's tripping, man. What do you think? We all in 10th grade. Like, what are we reading all of this for?
JB was right over there. Yeah. Right, I still remember where he sat.
And Marvin was right here.
Exactly.
He was right there.
And by the way, Marvin was, I don't want to use the word low key. Marvin was fucking hilarious, man.
Oh, yeah.
That kid had like this really sharp intellect. Anybody that I know that's really funny, you can tell that they're smart, but he just had that way about him. Hilarious.
Yeah. You remember like telling me like, yo, Marvin, John, stop talking all the time.
Oh my God. But yeah, we don't stop talking now.
nah. That's so 11th grade. So I'm sitting there. Marvin's like, yo, you been acting weird these last couple of days. Yep. And I'm like, Mom, we be a father, man. Marvin busts out laughing.
You think you were joking?
Yeah. And I bust out crying.
No.
And he grabs me and brings me to your class. And you like...
Right at that moment?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
And you're looking at me like, what's wrong with him? And Marvin's like, tell him.
So wait, I had you in global, but not AP yet, right?
No. This is 11th grade.
11th grade.
I'm done. I took your global. I passed your AP.
Right, because I was wondering, like, why is Marvin bringing John here?
No. We weren't in your class no more.
Yeah, I'm like, why are these guys here?
Yeah, we're not even in your class no more. I left, came back to the school.
Yep.
Could be the end of 11th or early 12th. Marvin brings me to you. And I'm like, Mr. Murphy, I'm going to be a dad. And you go... It was a solid pause. I'm crying. You asked Marvin to leave.
Yep.
I'm literally sitting at my old desk that I sat at in the AP year.
Old desk, man.
For sure. You sit down. It felt like an hour, but it was probably like 3 minutes.
God damn it. I hope I said something.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what you said.
All right.
So you're applying to college, right? I was like... I guess. And I was like, yo, that's crazy, right? But my mind, the reason why I bring up that story is because, and you was very supportive for me. You know, you just didn't say, oh, you go to college, forget that. But you made it clear, like, now more than ever, you got to change something now. Like, now the pressure is on.
Yep.
Like, if you had doubts about doing anything, that's what your child needs.
Yep.
And it went straight from, you know, like, I'm here for you, but we need solutions right now. And kid, you got to be the student I know you could be and get back on track where you was freshman and sophomore year.
I think, because I probably like flashed forward to, I think I probably thought immediately about your employment.
Yeah.
And specifically why at that moment it was so much more significant. And then I just, you know, I guess my default was always like when I said before, looking at you as a college student. So I just probably out of nervousness, but that's the first thing I thought of was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I say that to say, and I'm pretty sure like in FDA and all the years you taught in the environment you taught, that you got millions of stories of kids going through things and you having to support them. But like, how is that journey? Because like I always say, like when you teach at the FDA, when you teach out at our hollows in the South Bronx, like you just can't be a teacher, you know, like you got to take on a lot of baggage. Like we became your kids in a say, you know, and me as a, you know, I wouldn't say I'm not teaching a specific class, but as a first year teacher of debate and teaching kids and having these kids, like I take on a lot from these kids. So I only can imagine, you know, and I see nowadays people are teachers for 2 years and they think they have all this experience. They're writing books. And
don't get me started, man.
So when you with 36 years of experience and all the things, like, how was that? Like taking on our baggage, taking on our stress and trying to relate to us, even when we felt like there were things you couldn't relate to us. You know, I would love to hear your theory on that. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's, you know, because it seems it would seem to be a stereotypical thing. Yeah. Because I wasn't some fucking crusader. That's key. Yeah. I knew, number one, that, and as kind of shaky a high school and a college student as I was, this is why construction really worked for me, is that I love working really hard. I love getting jobs that other people like. This is going to seem like a random thing, but like this was a non-union job. Remember the actor Philip Seymour Hoffman?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, but so this is a West Village job. It wasn't a union job. So like on big jobs, you get a concrete truck and you just back it up. These jobs, you used to make concrete on the site, which meant you had to get like 8-9 tons of sand on the street. So when the sand came, I wanted this shovel. I didn't want the fucking wheel, but like I wanted this shovel because I wanted to shovel sand for an hour and a half. Like I love that feeling, right? So this is probably an awkward segue as far as teaching goes, but the couple things that I knew was that I was in a thankful position because there was so much that had to get done. Kids are hilarious. So there's just always being around. Like, I can't, stay with me on this one. When I was at Rice, this kid, still remember this kid's name, Ed Sid. So we're doing this brand new course that I helped develop called Humanities, Discussion Circle, everything. So we're doing public speaking, right? So Ed Sid gets up and he's like, his public speech is how to stay home from school sick, how to fake sick. So all of a sudden, all the kids have their notebooks. Like, I would like try to get your gut, but all of a sudden they're like this. So and I had never heard this before, and I never heard it since. So what he would do is he would go into his bathroom and start like dry heaving, and he would take cherry Kool-Aid and sprinkle it in the toilet. So his mother would come in, toilet's all red. And she says, you can't go to school today, right? So this kid is like doing, and all these kids, and I'm like, man, did I just like, because then I'm thinking what attendance is going to be like. Same kid, by the way. So we're starting this brand new course, got brand new books. Ed Sid is sitting right next to me. I got someone watching because they heard that this discussion is going really well. So the kid's sitting next to me and he leans forward and I'm like, right? He leans forward and then the same kid he pukes all over his desk and all over mine. And in the moment it looked kind of red, you know what I mean? But like, it's like that type of random stuff with kids. I can't tell you, there's always, like I had this kid.
He took calling out of school to the extreme.
And he backs up. I said, you got, you know what I mean? Because there was round 2 coming and I'm like waving the book to try to let it set in, but we kept the discussion going. But like, it's that stuff. But as far as like the bigger question, I probably didn't answer that properly, but like, did I know I was in the middle of something? Definitely did. Now, is there a way, like, I think I can describe it to you, but is there part of this, like, how would I ever describe shit that I see on a daily basis to somebody who's not in the game? Like, you talk to a fellow teacher, just as you would talk to a fellow student, they would get it. Like, you get to the end of the day and I would talk to Quesada or something like that. And it would just be like, man, I was just it. But at the same time, the best way to describe it is it's like a legit narcotic. Like, I was going to ask you if I can curse, but it's fucking you up, but you can't get away from it because the buzz is so big that you have these moments in class. And my father used to say that he would want to get up on his desk and just stand there because he was in showbiz. And so I'm going to take it back to my old man for a second. That story I told about the Lenox Lounge with that guy, Rodney. So when my father died, the eulogy that I gave, and I was nervous to give that, but the eulogy I gave was that story. And the other part of it was a former student of mine, Felix, who I helped with his SAT. I paid for his SAT. He was at 128, and I think Adam Clay, but he ended up going to Columbia on a full ride. And I was close enough with him at that point because I was out of, Rice. And I called him because my father taught my class for me a couple of days. So he came to Rice, taught my class, and he met this kid. So I told Felix that he died, and Felix sent me this email, and he was taking classes at Columbia, and you do like the Iliad, the Odyssey, all those things. So Felix said to me, and this was the second part of my eulogy, Felix said that, look, your father has gained immortality because people will always talk about him, and that's the way that someone remains immortal. You know what I mean? So it was between the running into the former student and that. So as far as like trying to describe the day to day, like were there days I wasn't thrilled to be in the classroom? No question. Like getting up and making this happen. But at the same time, there's just innumerable stories of encountering kids. And it's always like, it sounds kind of crazy, but like it started to define who I was. Like it made me who I am in a way. So as far as like the transition thing, the always commuting up to Harlem and coming back, like you're cross commuting. And was I aware that I was the white guy on the bus or the white guy on the train? I mean, I guess partially just because of like skin color. But when you start going surface below, like what does that mean? I'm still trying to figure that shit out. Like there wasn't times where I would look around my classroom and say, I'm teaching all children of color. Like I wouldn't do that because normally I'd be looking around like, why doesn't that kid have this? You know what I mean? Like it's that stuff. But was there pressure that just came to me because you would have kids having bad days and all this stuff? I mean, I'm sure that was the case, but you just gotta fucking roll with that stuff. I don't know if that was a really like academic answer, but
no, it's a great answer.